This is the Riot Podcast. If you guys are wondering where it was yesterday, it was Worst of the Riot.
Yep.
Hudson and I are in today, tomorrow, and Thursday. Mm-hmm. We're out Friday. Riot will be back with Nikki on Monday.
Exactly.
So, if you've been wondering. Now, probably the highlight of today's show was the coffee sock. And if you didn't hear it or see it, no problem. You can actually do both by checking out later today our YouTube channel. Right now, you can see it on our Facebook page, or you can hear it in the podcast.
Yeah.
There's that.
It's definitely worth seeing.
We definitely talk about Election Day.
Yep.
And, dude, if there was one food that you could have for the rest of your life, a lot of people had some pretty strong opinions on the subject. So
us among them.
Yes, us among them. So you guys enjoyed today's podcast. And as we said, don't forget, Nikki is back soon. But Hudson and I are going to keep it down. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
So will you guys enjoy the podcast? We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Wish the worst of the riot would never end?
Everything that has a beginning has an end.
What is wrong with you? Get our daily podcast through iTunes, Google Play, or the RadioU app.
It's going to get weird later. Zach's going to be with us, and there's a sports fight punishment that's coming up in, let's say, a little over an hour.
Dirty socks are involved.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I'm prepared, though.
Yeah.
I'm at least prepared to make Zach's punishment as bad as possible.
And hey, if you want to be able to watch it and not just hear it, now would be a great time to stop by Facebook.com/RadioU. Like us, make sure you see us first, because when we go live and you want to see weird coffee socks, this is it.
Hey.
It's definitely it.
Speaking of punishment.
Yeah.
I think this would be a good one.
All right.
Hiking across Antarctica alone.
So whoever doesn't get their bowl picks right has to hike across
Antarctica alone. Although
okay, sure.
We might get some accolades for that because nobody has ever done it. Although there are two guys that are trying it right now. They just started. One of them is American explorer Colin O'Brady, and the other guy is a British guy whose name is, I lost it, but he's a British soldier. There it is, Captain Lewis Rudd. They're both going across Antarctica at the same time, but they're starting on opposite ends.
Okay, so they might meet in the middle?
They might meet in the middle. I start walking your way, you start walking mine. We'll meet in the middle in Antarctica, and what's going on is, like, nobody has ever been able to do this before. So it's never happened. Everybody, it literally says everybody who's tried to do this in the last 104 years has either given up or died.
Okay. So they say that it will take about 70 days, and you have to cover 14 miles a day in order to do that in 17 days.
And then you have to keep in mind, too,
70 days.
You're, like, covering 14 miles a day, and you're carrying whatever the pack is, like your sled that's got all your food on it and whatever you need for the whole 70-day trip.
So they say to do it, you'll need about 8,000 calories a day for 70 days.
Yeah.
Think about that. If you started right now, it would be January before you were done walking 14 miles a day.
I did see this, that so they have to spend the night overnight, of course, for all these 70 days. And to keep themselves warm or whatever, they have to have their tent and set that up and whatever. And it's a special tent.
Of course it is.
The temperatures surprise me. They say it could get as low as -18 Fahrenheit.
Is it -18 Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Well, aren't they pretty much the same at that point anyways?
Well, that's fair. Like around
zero, they pretty much equal out. But still, I thought it would get colder than that.
Yeah? Okay.
I mean, I've been in negative single digits. Maybe I've gotten into the teens. I don't think so in Canada. So
I've been in negative teens.
Yeah.
It is weirdly cold. And it sounds weird. That's the thing that I think is the weirdest thing about when it starts getting cold like that.
Yeah.
Is that if you llisten, the world doesn't sound right. It's so cold that it's affecting the way things sound in the air. So that's a weird one. But I'll tell you this, the time that I've spent in those temperatures is enough to make me go,
Yeah. Certainly not something you would want to spend more time in.
Also, do you get cell phone service there? Like, do you,
yeah, right.
Do you load up with a lot of podcasts
or something?
How are you
going to entertain yourself for 70 days?
Let's see. Jake says he's been in negative 40 degree Fahrenheit in northern Maine.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the idea of it being colder in Maine than it is in Antarctica.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe in Antarctica, this is like the summer season. Because southern hemisphere, it's
right.
winter in the northern hemisphere.
It's
maybe
warm.
These are their balmy temperatures. Now's the time to do it.
And all that global warming. It's gotten so hot, it's negative 18 degrees down there.
And even the penguins are like shaven or something.
Right.
Wait, are penguins North Pole or South Pole?
South.
Okay.
Maybe they'll see some penguins down there.
Good. I made the right joke.
The Riot with Obadiah.
Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix.
The Riot with Nikki.
Shut up.
Oh, don't tell me to shut up!
The Riot on Radio U.
There's this Harris poll about what is the food that you would eat if you could only have one food for the rest of your life. But, I don't care about Harris. I care about you.
What does Harris know?
He doesn't know anything, but Trina has something she'd like to add. Good morning, Trina.
Good morning.
So talk to us. You've got one food you can have for the rest of your life. What is it?
Mongolian grilled Japanese steakhouse.
Okay. But remember, I feel like, in fairness, you can only order one thing off the menu, but that's okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what are you going to order off the menu? Like, are we talking chicken or, some fried rice?
Fried rice.
Okay.
Fried rice for
Works
the rest
me.
of your life.
Trina, thanks for calling. Have a great morning.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, so she says Japanese steakhouse. Dude, so many people have been texting, so let's get through some of these. Tim says hibachi-style fried rice.
There you go.
What makes it hibachi style?
It's on that grill thing.
Okay, sure.
And somebody
whatever.
cooks it in front of you and, throws it in your mouth.
Okay, sure.
Maybe.
Ryan says tacos.
Okay. Is that not specific enough for you, or you just don't like the choice?
No, I'll take it. I just don't like the choice. Andrew says enchiladas. Oh, no, dude, no. Christian says pizza. All the food groups are representative. Got to have the hot za. Paul says hamburgers.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. This unnamed person did pizza. Val says sushi rolls.
What?
Sorry, that's wrong. Steven says bacon. So nothing but bacon? See,
No.
I would want bacon on something.
Even Jim Gaffigan wouldn't say bacon.
Let's see. Jared says burritos for life. Angela says Chick-fil-A. Yeah, but, Angela, you can't just pick the restaurant, though. So, would it be like a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich?
Right.
That's not so bad. I like that.
This means a lot coming from me. You need some nutrients there. And I don't think the pickle on the chicken sandwich.
You don't think it's enough?
That's not going to sustain you. You're going to get scurvy or something.
All right. Nate says pizza with real dough and meat. None of that vegetable crap.
Okay. Well, again, same problem.
Okay.
The tomato sauce not going to sustain you in that department.
All right. John says Chipotle. Now, see, that is a balanced diet, probably.
That is a balanced diet.
You could probably get enough nutrients to not have some weird deficiency disease.
Though odds are, if you keep eating at Chipotle for the rest of your life, you'll get, you'll have other issues.
You'll have something else.
Yeah, right.
Tim in Marysville says peanut butter without a second thought. And FYI, Fahrenheit and Celsius cross at negative 40 degrees. So that was from earlier.
That's when they exactly intermesh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And let's see. Chris from Oklahoma City says, if this was a food group, I would have to say dairy. But if it's a specific item, I would definitely have to go with steak. Okay. Adam in New Albany says Chipotle chicken burrito bowl. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Look, if you want to get in, the whole point of what we're doing here is if there's one food that you can have for the rest of your life.
The only food.
It's the only thing that you can have. It becomes the all food for you. What would it be? I've got Hudson's answer, my answer, and of course, the results of the Harris poll, which I will show you is, in fact, very, very biased. We'll get into that. And if you want to be heard and we haven't heard from you yet, text or call 877-2-RADIO-U.
We thought about selling the worst of the riot, but let's be honest, no one is buying this stuff. Get it for free on the Radio U app.
Who would have thought that your average Riot listener would be opinionated about food? Just doesn't really make any sense to me.
It's like people never text us about it any other time.
Yeah. So your question is, there's this Harris poll where they looked at what was the one food that you, if you lived on a deserted island, whatever, this is the only food you can have for the rest of your life, what would that food be? Rachel, what about you? What do you think?
I would definitely go with pizza. There's like a million different ways you can make it.
Okay, so you're saying you feel like you could say pizza, but it's not just pepperoni pizza. It could be barbecue pizza. It could be mariachi pizza, like whatever.
Exactly. Like you can even make breakfast pizza. It's perfect.
Oh, she's got, like, there's something to that, Hudson. There is. All right, Rachel, have a great morning. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, too. Bye-bye.
Okay, so
All right. I didn't want to do this on the air with her. No, I do want to do it on the air. I didn't want to do it to her because she was very nice calling in.
Okay.
But you know there's other food you can prepare different ways too, right?
No.
Pizza's not the only one that has different recipes.
No, that's wrong, Hudson. That's wrong. No, that's pizza's the all food. Okay, I got a couple of more texts and we'll do this. Jake said steak. Frog says fajito nachos from the local cantina. What is that? Where's the local cantina? Amy and Spring.
No, wait, that's a restaurant. It's near the studio, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's new.
No,
Yeah,
local
that's what it's called. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I think it's a chain.
Local cantina?
I think so.
Man, don't get...
It has like a mustache on the sign, doesn't it?
I guess that's not any better than Taco Bell, right? Like, I mean, it's a pretty generic phrase. But
They're trying to trick you into thinking that it's not a chain by calling it local cantina.
Man,
it's right
real?
around the corner.
Shut up. All right.
It does sound like he was like, from my local cantina. Yeah,
You know what? We should go try this local cantina. I've never even heard of it.
Maybe the fajita nachos are really good.
Yeah, let's see. Frog says it's a chain and it's fantastic. Amy, chicken taco chili, and it has to be the one I make. All right. Aaron says chicken.
You can make work for yourself.
So much chicken. Kyle says Rally's Bacon Roadhouse Burger.
Oh, no.
Nothing from Rally's,
No, you
Kyle.
can't eat Rally's the rest of your life.
Nothing from Rally's.
Your friends, your friends are going to stand up to you right now. They're going to have an intervention.
Sit you down and get you something real to eat.
You have a problem.
You're like, oh, okay, then how about a Checkers burger? No, that's not getting any better, okay? All right, a couple more here. Make sure you add your name to your text. We're talking about if there's one food, just one, that you could eat for the rest of your life, what would it be? Oh, Bree says tofu lo mein. No, that's wrong. That's the wrong answer.
Yeah, you're missing something.
Wrong answer, Bree. Tim says green bean casserole. Oh,
what?
Also wrong.
What?
Green bean casserole? That's like, I'm starving. Please, I'm dying, sir. Feed me something. Oh, I couldn't have your green bean casserole. No, I'd rather starve.
Oh, man. Like, that's always the one you wonder why people make it for Thanksgiving. It's like, why is that on the table? We have all these other choices. Man, you're making green bean casserole.
All right, here's Kurt. He says Rally's French fries.
I mean, look, they're good fries. They're just, you can't eat those. You can't eat Rally's
French fries all the time.
No, you can't. I mean, that's an every once in a while. If you feel like
it's a sometimes food,
being risky, you can take some. You can go to Rally's and get some French fries.
The Riot. All
right, pace yourself because you're gonna have to do this all day for very little money.
RadioU.
Not gonna lie, you guys have been way more into this than I thought we would be. Like, that's some real talk right there. So our question was, according to this Harris poll, there is one food that you're allowed to eat. And they've asked a bunch of Americans this question. Like, what's the one food you would eat if you couldn't eat any other food? And they came back with some answers. And we have been getting your answers all morning long. And you know what? I appreciate the variety that we've gotten.
Yeah.
Like, it hasn't just been pizza. Even though that's kind of what I expected a lot of.
Yeah, I'm surprised that I would have never, you could have given me 100 guesses, like it was Family Feud or something, and I would never have thought that somebody would say fried rice or sushi
I wouldn't pick that either.
Like lo mein. I mean, mostly Asian food. I mean, it's good, but I would have never thought of that. Laura
says Whataburger #1, no tomatoes and all the Whataburger ketchup. All right.
Okay.
And then Carl said homemade barbecue. He wants it cooked and smoked. That sounds pretty good.
Barbecue.
So, Hudson, one food for the rest of your life, what's it going to be?
Well, I do like pizza. So it was hard to talk myself out of that one.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I was going to go with the pizza route, I would be too tempted to just always to not put the vegetables on there because I don't like having peppers or mushrooms or olives or, any vegetables really on my pizza. I feel like that just, that's not what pizza is about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not the right answer. Well, my answer is cheesesteak. Because you can throw the vegetables in there. You can kind of hide them in there.
Okay.
And they still taste pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you still get your cheese. You get your meat. You get some of everything. You enjoy it. It always tastes good. There's different ways you can make it. What's wrong with that?
I feel like that's a good choice, man.
Yes.
I will tell you.
If I've got your approval.
Yeah, I mean, then that means everything, right?
Yeah, that's all I was going for.
I'll tell you what I want. Pizza.
Want pizza?
I think pizza's a great choice. It's the all food. And here's what I have noticed. I can eat pizza anytime.
Yeah.
Day, night. How many times I had pizza? Don't even care. Like I'm still up for it. Like I had pizza yesterday. You guys want to get pizza? Yeah, let's go get pizza. There is never a time when I'm not up for pizza. I
don't get tired of it.
I could have just had pizza and I'm game for more pizza.
Yeah. And
I'm in.
What makes pizza a good choice is you can easily make it or have it cold or hot.
Absolutely.
Breakfast, like pizza works for breakfast. And I'm not talking breakfast pizza. I'm just saying, like, you can grab a piece of pepperoni out of the fridge. Boom, you're good.
Yep.
I don't know if that would work as well with cheesesteak.
Yeah, that's true, but I'm in. Dude,
Yeah.
I want the pizza. Now, according to the Harris poll, guess what? Pizza was the number one choice.
Of course it was.
21% of Americans went with pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
21 seems low, though.
I agree with you. The second choice, 16% steak. The third choice, tacos.
Okay.
All right. The fourth choice, pasta. And then the hamburger.
Okay.
So that was your top.
We didn't really
Did we get 5 there? Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't get a lot of pasta responses, did we?
I don't think we got a single pasta response,
I think
actually.
that's good. That shows that we have a little wiser audience than the American public.
That's right.
Pasta, as good as it can be, that's not, again, another thing. You can't be eating that for the rest of your life. It's not a good, healthy diet. And, you're just going to see the effects on your body in a short amount of time.
But pizza is fine.
It's fine.
I want to say hi to Stacy. She says Kraft mac and cheese. It's not a bad choice, but then there's our pasta response.
Yep,
We finally got
exactly.
one. So, the only thing that is a real problem about this poll, not ours. Obviously, the RadioU poll was completely scientific.
Yeah.
And you can believe everything that you heard. But this Harris poll was brought to you by California Pizza Kitchen.
Oh, nobody would pick that, though.
Yeah.
They'd be like, I'll eat pizza except California Pizza Kitchen.
How do you really feel about it, dude?
Starting your day with the worst of the riot is a great idea because it's guaranteed to get better from here. It's The Riot on Radio U.
I don't know if you've heard about Fortnite, but people play it. Rumor has it, it's a little popular. What about...
Still soldiering on.
Oh, yeah. What about the NFL? You ever heard of that?
Pretty popular, too.
It's the National Football League. You familiar with that? They play football on a national level, Hudson.
Yep.
Multiple teams. That's why it's a league. They play each other.
Okay.
And then eventually they'll have a playoff and then one game to determine who is the champion of this National Gridiron Football League.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I feel like I'm caught up to speed on that.
You got it, right? Okay. Well, what if I took Fortnite, the free-to-play sensation, and I put it in a blender with the National Gridiron Football League in the United States of America?
Say it isn't so.
I hit blend, and all of a sudden, we got a Fortnite NFL smoothie.
Oh, boy. So what does this mean? There's going to be professional Fortnite players joining in the NFL?
That's exactly what it means. That's exactly what it means.
Yeah.
There's going to be a professional Fortnite team that's entering the NFL. That's going to go very poorly for them.
Yeah.
Very, very poorly.
I'd love to see it.
I would too, actually.
Yeah.
But no, what this means is that you're going to be able to buy, starting this Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, you're going to be able to grab NFL skins for your Fortnite player.
Oh, man.
So you can pick... I actually don't know what they're going to end up costing, but you can buy yourself a uniform modeled after any of the 32 NFL teams.
Yeah.
Then you can also, and wait, this is where it gets really crazy.
Okay.
Pick your number.
Ooh.
You're going to be able to customize your jersey.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
The money-making machine keeps on churning.
Oh, it's spinning up, dude. It's spinning up.
How can you resist?
You know what? They're going to make a ton of money on this.
They are going to make a ton of money.
They're going to make a ton of money on this.
NFL and Fortnite, they're just going to be taking a bath.
It's amazing.
In coins.
And you know what? I mean, like, the skins look good. Here's the thing I don't like. I'm fine with skins, and I don't know exactly what they're going to be, but apparently there will also be some custom emotes that you can buy. I'm going to say something very controversial here, but here it comes.
Yeah.
I hate emotes. I do. I just hate it. Like, they drive me crazy. I don't know why. And I know Fortnite is built on dances, and I know the dances are important, and they're a part of the culture, and et cetera, and so on. But I'll tell you what I'm not doing. I am not giving you money for a dance or an emote. I refuse.
Come on.
Hey, a skin, I get it. I bought a lightsaber for my avatar. I get it. All right, I get skins. They're stupid, and they're a waste of our money, but I get it. I get it. But I got to tell you what. No, not the emote.
You don't understand. The emotes, the dances, they're just another way for you to project yourself and your lifestyle, like for your character to reflect it.
Yeah. Well, you know what my emote is? Crossing my arms and looking smug. But
you have to pay money to do that.
They'll sell you that too. It's fine. I mean, I get it. Like, if something's free to play, I've put money into things where I'm like, look, it's free. I don't feel bad supporting the developer and buying something.
Right.
I'm just saying I don't like emotes. And I mean, some of the other stuff I've seen is pretty sick, and I would choose those over the NFL jersey. But you know what? You do you, all right? For a little bit of money, you can better express yourself in the virtual space.
The Riot sees gas station hot dogs as part of a balanced breakfast.
Is that bad?
Well, not good.
It's The Riot on RadioU.
This is Sports Fight, where Zach and Hudson go head-to-head. They make 5 picks, and whoever gets the most wrong gets punishment.
Yes.
The thing that I'm amazed by is that you guys have the opportunity to say, hey, it was a tie, nobody gets punished, but instead you're like, hey,
We did.
It's a tie, everyone gets punished.
Well, we thought, I guess we're just going to have to do this punishment eventually anyways. We might as well just get it out of the way. At least that was my thinking.
And we're also giving the people what they wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know, the people have been sounding off, and if you guys haven't yet, you can stop by and see this. Facebook.com/RadioU. We are live.
And you can sound off in the comments.
Yeah, you totally can. Let's see. Somebody whose name I don't have says, why don't you put the sock over the can or bottle and drink out of the can through the sock? So you put the sock down over it.
Sock to mouth.
Sock to mouth. See, I just assumed that sock to mouth was a given. You're telling me that the sock is not going to touch your mouth?
That's not how I planned it.
It is via the coffee.
It's right. The sock is going to transfer into the.
How do you drink coffee? You don't drink coffee straight from a filter.
Well, I don't drink coffee through people's socks either. But I mean, like, come on. We got to make this thing hurt a little bit.
But I just don't. I mean, logistically, how are we doing that?
Well, I mean, we just got to figure that out. So, like, the idea would be is that you go ahead and you take your cup, and then you're going to take Zach's sock, you're going to put it, like, on the cup or something, and then you've got to drink the coffee, like, through the sock. I kind of like that one. Phil says you should also put fresh cut onions in the sock. All right, Phil. All right.
Okay.
Now we're just being ridiculous.
Right.
Now we're just being ridiculous.
We don't want to ruin the coffee.
Well, certainly not. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys a chance. If you want to, go ahead, 877-2-RADIO-U, say what's up. But I want you to take some time, get over to Facebook.com/RadioU, and I want you to get ready for Sports Fight Punishment.
Yeah.
I want everybody that wants to see this to get their chance.
You could be learning jiu-jitsu right now, or how to drive a race car, or do anything productive with your life, but no. You're listening to the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
And boy, everybody's getting real sensitive about the sock all of a sudden. It was all fun and games, and now we're like, wait, what is the sock in the cup and the coffee? What's going on? Okay, so break it down again. You guys have been doing Sports Fight.
We've been doing Sports Fight.
It happens with Hudson a couple times a week.
Yep.
You guys argue about sports because that's all sports broadcasting is.
And every Friday we make football picks head-to-head, 5 games. Whoever gets more wrong loses and gets punished. This week we both got more wrong than we should. We were 2 out of 5 correct, which is Not a good look.
So here's what we have done is the punishment was you had to drink coffee out of a sock. So we have taken the socks, we've put them down in coffee cups.
Yep.
So they're basically lining the inside of the cup. And again,
it actually took some doing and some arguing before we finally came to this resolution.
It's true. But you can actually see it. If you haven't yet, you can go to facebook.com/RadioU.
Guess which sock is which, Facebook, if you haven't seen them yet. Ooh. Who's got which sock?
If I were going to pick, if you want to know the truth,
I'm pouring my own coffee.
Zach, I would have picked you for the khaki-colored sock and Hudson for the black sock.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just would have.
Sock also.
Pour my coffee into a sock right now.
Okay, let's do this.
I want to be clear about the sock. That sock has been through a lot. I had that when I was in college.
Oh gosh. Hudson, how old is that sock?
Okay, the real quick.
How old do you think I am?
I don't know. Last time you watched it?
Yeah.
Oh no, I wash it. I'm very particular about my laundry, so you are in a good situation there.
But let's sound the other thing is that Hudson wore 2 socks today.
I doubled up.
And this is the inner layer. So he has basically been assuring the fact that his foot was sweating before he gave that sock to Zach.
I'm like kind of worried the way the socks are constructed on these cups. I'm worried about how the coffee is going to come out. Maybe we did need your plastic after all.
You know what? We'll make it live. I still have some paper towels over there.
What's going to happen is I'm just going to get coffee all over myself.
No, you don't drain it. You just go ahead and drink it as it is right now. Yeah, so that way
you filter through already.
Well, you know
then it's got to filter back out through.
Pour some more through. You got to
upside down.
Just pour a little more in there because here's what I've done is they are literally now the socks are inside the cup, so you guys are going to be drinking coffee out of the sock.
What are the odds that for some reason this actually tastes good?
You know what?
We have a problem.
No, you know what? Like, think about civet poop coffee.
That's what I'm thinking.
You guys have got a whole new thing where you're going to start draining.
We can be millionaires.
I feel like there's a craft brewer right now that's like, putting it through a sock. That's actually a great idea for beer. We should do that.
We never even thought of this before. It's amazing. All right, so you guys ready?
Yeah.
I just want you to know, this is after this. You guys know how when you're blood brothers and you mix your blood, like you're closer than ever, you guys are going to be sock brothers now. And so, like, after this, you're going to be better friends than you ever have been before.
Here we go.
All right, let's see it.
Friends.
Yeah, sure.
Simultaneous.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
I can't get any out.
Well,
I guess I didn't pour enough in. Hold on.
Pour some more.
Hold on. Is the smell.
Can you smell
Your
Hudson's
sock
foot?
I can smell some sort of foot.
Okay. Yeah.
There's some sort of foot smell in there.
Hudson's getting to the point. He's so familiar with your feet now, Zach. He could pick him up out of a lineup.
I think I got a hair.
Yes. That's perfect.
Oh, dude, I love it. You guys are drinking coffee out of socks. You're every.
It's over. I need some good coffee, some clean coffee.
You want to wash it down with your own?
Yeah, there you go, Hudson. You can drink out of
your own.
Drink out of your own sock. I don't see what the big deal is.
Do it.
I'll do it. I'll do my own.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Our own sock.
Just drink.
Oh, mine is definitely worse. All right, I need some real clean coffee.
You know what? This is something, like, some people get interested in sports because of, fantasy sports. Like, this is something that could actually get me back into the NFL.
This is somebody's fantasy.
I don't want to hear any more about it, dude.
Sure, the Riot could start eating healthy, or they could continue living happy, enjoyable lives. The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki will be back on Monday.
Yeah.
Hudson will be back tomorrow.
We're counting down to that.
Yeah, everybody's like, when does Nikki come back, please?
So that's coming up soon. We're also counting down to the Christmas Channel release.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's coming up soon, too.
Because that's like just over 2 weeks away, which also means Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is 2 weeks from Thursday.
Yeah.
That doesn't even seem possible.
Right. It seems so far away, but it's actually not.
It's not far at all.
And you know what's even closer to get you in the spirit of Thanksgiving?
What's that?
Pringles Thanksgiving flavors.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I keep thinking to myself, Thanksgiving feels hollow and empty.
Yeah.
And I just need something to fill that void.
Yeah. Until your can is hollow and empty.
This is probably it. Well, I empty out the can, but I fill me.
Yeah. So
that's
it places a different void.
The empty Pringles can becomes a metaphor for my life without Thanksgiving pretzels or Pringles.
Yeah.
Okay, so they go on sale tonight at 11:59 p.m.
It doesn't say what time, what time zone.
I'm assuming Eastern?
You would think.
But we don't know.
Yeah.
So, all right, lay it on me. What do you got?
What we have is 3 Pringles flavors for Thanksgiving sold in a single pack. We have turkey in a can. We have stuffing in a can. We have pumpkin pie in a can.
Okay, first off, those 3 flavors, what's your go-to? The turkey, the stuffing, or the pumpkin pie?
I'm going to say the turkey probably tastes the best.
I think you agree.
I think the pumpkin pie is probably the biggest gamble.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I do and don't agree with you. I think that the turkey and the stuffing probably, because they get a lot of flavor from their seasoning, and I bet that seasoning translates pretty well to a chip.
Right.
The pumpkin pie, man, when we had, let's see, what Pringles have we done? We did the peppermint Pringles. Those were maybe some of the worst I've ever had.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just, almost anything that you put in the break room, people eat it up right away.
Yeah.
The exceptions have been the white chocolate Hershey's candy corn.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Nobody eats those.
Those are still there.
They're still there from last year.
Yeah.
And the peppermint Pringles. We eventually threw them away. I don't know how many bands came through here. No one would eat the peppermint Pringles.
Right. They try a bite of one, and then that's it.
But the brown sugar cinnamon ones were actually
that
pretty
seems
good.
like it could work.
Like that, they weren't amazing, but they were good enough for people to eat them.
Right.
So maybe the pumpkin pie could kind of ride that brown sugary cinnamon kind of thing and be okay.
Right.
I don't know. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it might be okay.
How is it that we get them?
So you go to Kellogg.com, 11:59 p.m. It says 11:59 p.m. on November 6th. That's today.
Yeah.
So at midnight tonight, you're going to want to be there, but you're going to want to be there early because you know they're going to sell out quick, right? Mm-hmm. They're only available while supplies last. Apparently, these were, I don't remember hearing about them, and for some reason we didn't get them, but they were distributed to bloggers and media last Thanksgiving time.
You know what? Here's the thing. I have thought about, because we do the food fights and stuff, I have thought about getting out there and making contacts with the public relations people that handle food.
Right.
I've thought about it, but I haven't done it yet. Maybe I should.
It's fun to think about things you would never do, isn't it?
You know what? I mean, we did that with the video game industry.
Yeah.
We do Riot Control and we do Obadiah Plays, and maybe half or less than half of those games are sent to us early. The rest of them we just buy out of pocket. But as far as food goes, we're a completely independent news source. We don't have any PR firm sending us any food. So I don't know.
Yeah. We're doing it for you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So the question is, Hudson, you going to stay up until midnight tonight and order us some pumpkin pie?
Absolutely not.
You're not doing it? Well, okay, what about this? What if tomorrow morning, when we come in to do the show, we'll just check?
We'll see if they're still there.
If they're still available, we order some.
It kind of wouldn't surprise me.
I'll bet they sell out.
They probably do, but then again.
Here we go. Right now.
You're going to set a reminder?
Yep. Set reminder, 5:30 a.m. Look for Pringles. That'll be good enough.
Yeah. They may sell out pretty quickly, but 5 hours?
For some reason, I don't know why this didn't set a reminder.
Oh, come on.
It Googled 5:30 a.m. Look for Pringles. Google, you're killing it today, man. So, okay, the deal is these go on sale tonight, 11:59 p.m. When they sell out, they're gone.
Yeah, that's it.
I still want to try them.
My favorite part of the worst of the riot, when they shut up and the music starts. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
So, Hudson, what was your favorite class in whatever? Your favorite subject? School, college, whatever.
Let's see. Well, I was homeschooled. I don't know how that factors in. Actually, I still took classes. So I kind of liked some of the history stuff. Thought it was pretty interesting.
That's actually a good call. History was a favorite of mine. A couple of my history courses were some of my favorites. I like them. I had one where the professor was lecturing on the Communist Manifesto and on communism. I mean, it's history.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, everybody always talking about communism. I don't really know what it's about. So I went to the library, got the Communist Manifesto, which is 20, it's not 20 pages, but it's tiny. It's not very big. And I was telling my professor how I was reading it, and they were like, there's going to be a lot of stuff in there you're not really going to understand. Why don't you just let me, kind of explain it to you, whatever. Does that set up a red flag for anybody else?
Yeah.
When somebody tells you, you know what? don't think for yourself. Just let me do your thinking for you. Don't you worry about it. Just vote the party line. Don't worry about looking into the things for yourself. You know where somewhere you should really be thinking about that is like when it comes to God. Do you know that one of the amazing things about Jesus is that Jesus came so that you and I could have direct access, a one-on-one relationship with God. So when you find somebody that's like, no, I'm the special God person and I'm going to tell you the way it is. Nope. God people should actually be pointing you to your own personal relationship with God where you can have a relationship with Jesus. So I want you to know, if you ever hear me or Hudson or somebody else talking about having a relationship with God and we're talking about who Jesus is, we're telling you that because we have a relationship with God and you can too. It's not supposed to be, we're going to tell you the way it is, and then you just hang on every word we say. You're getting it wrong. Like, that's not the way it's supposed to be. The way it's supposed to be is we're in here lecturing, and we want you to go out and get the book for yourself. We want you to look into this for yourself. We want you to find out who Jesus is and have a relationship with him for yourself. You can talk to God. God can talk to you. This is not some weird exclusive thing. It's for everybody, and that includes you. If you don't have a relationship with Jesus right now, you start one like this. Jesus, I want that. I want you to come into my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want to know you. I want to know what you're about. And I want you to show me how to live. Man, you bring God in. You talk to God right now about what's going on. Ask him about stuff in your life. Listen to what he has to say. And, maybe do it because he's super smart.
Food fights, band interviews, Twitter fights. How else would you want to start your morning?
I feel traumatized, bruh. And now I'm tweeting about you, bruh. And now you're trending, bruh. And now your life is ruined, bruh. And now you're fired, bruh.
It's the Riot on RadioU.
Today's election day in the United States, in case you haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, for our Canadian listeners.
Hey, they're out there.
They are.
And Google actually has changed their doodle today. Like the Google main page, you'll see it says, go vote.
Yes.
And so they really want us to vote. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but the one thing I want to say is that so many people are obsessed with us just voting. I feel like they know that if you go out as an uninformed voter, then you're more likely to listen to the absurd commercials that have been run and run and run. Hudson and I would really love it if you would go vote today, but educate yourself first.
Yeah, there's still time. The polls don't close for several hours. You can take a few minutes. It really doesn't take super long. You're not going to be the world's most informed voter. You're not going to know who's running for your county commissioner and know everything about them. But you can take a few minutes and look and see who they actually are and what they stand for a little bit.
Yeah, and I would even I would go as far as to say, I think rage voting is stupid. Because to me, again, I feel like it's just one of those things you're like, I'm so angry I'm doing this, or I want to spite these people and I'm going to do this. You know what? That's part of the system. You're just buying into the political ads. You need to vote with your head, make some time, get smart about who is who and what is what and why, and then cast your vote. Don't just rage vote. Because when you rage vote, you've been manipulated. In a lot of ways, you've been manipulated by a system that is set up to just make sure you vote how you're told.
Yeah.
You think for yourself and vote.
And it's just one of those things. There's so many times in life where you just want to take the emotion out of it. You shouldn't be voting emotionally.
Yeah.
You should try to vote, logically sounds like kind of a harsh way to put it. But you want to put more thought into it than just the raw emotion. That you definitely want the balance to really lean towards thought as opposed to emotion.
Absolutely, because emotion is an easy way for people to get you to do what they want you to do. Now, all of that being said, Hudson, after you vote today, you're going to be watching the news, checking the polls.
You know what my election? Okay. I like paying attention to it. A lot of times I feel like I just get sidetracked, as in after I vote and I go home and it's election night and whatever, I will kind of want to pay attention on Twitter and stuff like that. But a lot of times I'll just get sucked into doing something else. But it really does interest me and I like paying attention. And what I like to do is follow, I'm sure some people will say whatever. They'll have their side on this. I like 538. Because they're very mathematic about it, and that is a good way of keeping a lot of the partisanship out of it.
Sure.
I just want to know who's going to win, how are things going, because a lot of times you watch one side or the other's coverage, and they're kind of saying like, well, either they can get super like depressed if things start to look like they're not going their way.
Seen that.
Or they, it just becomes a big party, or they're just not giving you the whole story where it's like, well, this person's winning right now by a lot, but that's because this certain area was counted and this area hasn't been, so you actually don't know. That doesn't mean anything, or it doesn't, mean that they automatically are going to win. Kind of like that kind of stuff is why I like to just kind of go with the mathematic approach.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, after the last presidential election, the 2016 election,
yeah.
I almost didn't sleep at all that night. Like, it was just so... It was like the whole thing was upsetting. Like, and it was almost like you could literally, even turning the TV off, staying off the internet, it was almost like you could feel it.
Yeah.
The entire night, like you could feel it. And I got to be honest, I'm not interested in feeling that again.
I remember, too late.
No, go
I
ahead.
remember
What
that night I went to watch Doctor Strange, and I heard some stuff on the radio before the movie, and I was just like, you couldn't pay attention to the movie, which, I was doing a disservice to Doctor Strange. I haven't watched it since then. I need to go back and give him another chance without all the election stuff in the way.
Oh, that nonsense.
All in my head, yeah. Doctor Strange is far more important.
Obviously.
Awful, terrible, horrible, pathetic. Someone grab me a thesaurus. I'm gonna need more words to describe how bad these guys are. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
If you woke up this morning feeling like there was just a weird shift in reality, something's different, but I'm just not really sure what it is, I'll tell you what it is. All right? Blake Shelton is no longer the sexiest man alive. I did it. That's
Finally.
what it is.
Finally.
That's what it is.
That is the march of progress.
Mm-hmm. Now the sexiest man alive is Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Woo!
Good choice.
Woo!
First, sexiest man alive. You know what comes after that often?
What?
James Bond.
He's not going to be Bond, dude.
Come on.
Yeah, now, listen, I'm not saying that he's old, but first off, I think he'd be a great James Bond.
He would be.
I think he'd be fantastic. That, goes without saying. Two, the thing that I would say is that if they're going to go with Bond, they've already got an older guy as Bond.
Yeah.
They'd have to have somebody younger.
Yeah.
They need to start with somebody in their mid-20s or something.
That's what worries me.
Instead of someone who, I don't know how old Idris Elba is, but he's
46. I looked it up.
Okay, so how old is Daniel Craig?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But, it's actually possible that Idris Elba is older than Daniel Craig.
I don't think so. I think Daniel Craig is probably pushing 50.
He is 50.
He is 50. Okay.
Yep,
so, you're only buying yourself a couple of years, and you want to make a franchise. So you need 3, 4, 5 movies stretched out 2 to 3 years apiece. You need 15 years of aging into that role. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So Liam Neeson is out too.
As much as I think he's great.
Yeah.
Yes. I think he is also out.
All of my dreams. How can they possibly come up with a Bond that will make me satisfied now?
Well, we've turned a corner here as far as the Bond thing goes.
Yeah.
But if you're going to get a new Bond, I think you need somebody that is... search the indie scene.
Yeah.
Find somebody that's not super well known.
A big name yet. I don't feel like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I don't remember, but when Daniel Craig became Bond, I didn't know who he was.
I think I'd seen Layer Cake. I had seen a movie that he was in. Yeah. And then found out later I also had seen a movie he was in. He was in one of the Tomb Raider movies.
Oh, there you go.
I had no idea. No idea that was him. But he's in that.
So the new James Bond is coming from the newest Tomb Raider movie.
Okay, Eric says Tom Hardy would be
could be a good choice.
He'd be a good Bond.
You think he's suave enough?
I don't know that he needs to be.
You don't think so?
I think that you could suave him up. What you need is a Bond who is suave with a real hard edge. Mm-hmm. So I think Tom Hardy could do that.
He's got a hard edge, for sure.
I think you could do that.
Yeah, I just like everything Tom Hardy does, so I would be open to it.
Star Trek Nemesis, are you a big fan?
I haven't seen it, actually.
Oh, see, then you don't like everything Tom Hardy's done, okay?
I've never been...
You don't like everything he's done.
I like everything that I've seen that he's done. I don't know, Legend wasn't that good either, but he was good in it.
Go watch Star Trek Nemesis, and then we'll talk about Tom Hardy, okay?
Okay.
He's Patrick Stewart's clone.
Here's a prediction.
Young clone.
Here's a prediction.
What?
Tom Hardy will one day be the sexiest man alive.
If he isn't already. Well, congratulations to Idris Elba.
Yeah.
One more year I didn't get picked, but I've got some more eligibility.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no!
I missed it. Do it again.
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
And even the Penguins are like shaving.